Okay. Whoa, that's not the.
Hey,
Well, good morning,
hey.
and welcome to the family edition
Family
of
show.
New Blurred Order, where we're raw to the core, shall we say? But let me go ahead and get my little thing. In a minute, I'm gonna need a sentimental baby Yoda to pump me up. I'm a. Yo, hold on, man. It was on a loop, man. Come on, man. Tighten up.
You
At
see
least it went on. All right.
nothing?
We're gonna start. We're gonna start the show. We're gonna start all the way over. How about in a minute? I'm gonna need a sentimental baby Yoda to pump me up. I don't need a Mandalorian to come and see we with Jack Black up. It's just something that I'm watching right now. I'm on this show, and we talking Blurred Church on a Saturday morning. Let's go, like. Hey, man! I ain't gonna lie. That's the only Lizzo song that comes to mind right now. I'm trying to think. What's the other Lizzo song that the one that she came out with? It was like
About
I just
Mankind?
took a DNA test and it turns
Yeah,
out I'm 100%
I
a
just
clone
took
of
a
the
DNA.
Sith Lord.
Go ahead.
Oh my
get
God.
What she say? What she say?
Tyrell's 100% clone of the Sith Lord.
Found out I'm 100% Sith Lord, and I'm telling, I got some problems and they're dealing with me. Mandalorian, I'm taking over shows. You should have had a bad bitch.
Could have had a bad batch.
And now I'm baby
Whoa.
Yoda mama, just a little, and you can get on side, and you ain't calling me back, but I'ma fly your Mandalorian's jetpack. Hey, why baby Yoda great when he ain't great? I don't know.
Bring that baby out of this.
You were killing it.
The person was
Vince is a real huge Lizzo fan. Like
I love me some Lizzo. I fucks with Lizzo, believe it or not, yo. Lizzo is like us, animated up, blurted up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I fucks with Lizzo. I ain't gonna lie. And her music, believe it or not, for those who don't know, is dope. So if you ain't fucking with Lizzo, I suggest you give her a moment. This chick can write. She used to play in the band. She's a flautist extraordinaire. I fucks with talent, bro. I'm a talent geek. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking talent when it comes to Lizzo, I will sit here and I'll stand on that hill all day. But other than that, man, there's plenty of other things going on in the Blurred universe. What's popping, everybody? What's popping? It's good to see everybody. Thank y'all for pulling up. Thank y'all for everybody who is watching on Twitch, Twitter, on YouTubes, and on the Facebook. Thank you for listening on iHeartMedia, Amazon, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. We are live. We got a lot of stuff to discuss. Let's go ahead and just call it out as it is. We did see the Mandalorian episode this week, and man, was it chock full of, let's just call them cameos for right now. We're going to discuss whether or not we digging that or not. Also, this week was released the Mario movie just yesterday. Pull up on your boy. It's me, Mario. Yo, big Wario. I wonder what's going on. I ain't seen it yet, but we're going to talk about it. Also, the man of the hour, Mr. Man, the myth, the Black Panther producer, director, Mr. Ryan Coogler, just scored the X-Files as a project. Man, is he gonna hold it down? My man, he's doing it big. Star Wars Celebration was yesterday as well, and for those of y'all who missed it, looks like somebody removed their helmet. What's up, Armorer? And for those of y'all who ain't ready, man, you better get ready, because Ahsoka is coming to town. Yes, sir, it is time to discuss what's going on in the Blurred Sphere. I am your boy, the real Vince Taylor, in the darkness. Whoops. And I'm joined by none other than Tyrone. We got Bad Ty. We got Nolly in the house. And we got Yaz. Steph's going to take a little time off for the day, but we are here live reporting, and we're going to go ahead and talk this Blurred stuff. But guess who's coming to town? Tell them what it is, Yvette.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p wing. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass ninja with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. That nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except now.
Just in case you wasn't paying attention, I wanted it to loop twice because the homie Yvette will be pulling up on next week's show. Tell a friend, she back. YMB is fucking with NBO, and we's happy as hell. What's up? Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all had a good week, and it has been a plentiful week with regard to blurred and nerdy news. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I want to jump right into Mando. Because this week's episode was controversial to say the least. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on? Listen, I love me some Lizzo. I love Jack Black. But I couldn't help but feel like I was watching the Book of Mandalorian this week. It was heavy on the cameo, light on the story. I'm going to channel my inner Tyrone Thornhill and just ask, what was going on? Let's just go ahead and get a general consensus. I'm going to go ahead and take this down. And when I take it down, let's go ahead and put a thumbs up if you loved it, a thumbs down if you hated it, meh in the middle if you have no feelings whatsoever. And I'm going to take it down in 3, 2, 1. Yo. I was not a fan. All right, well, Yaz, you clearly liked it. What's going on? Talk to me about your feelings about it.
I thought it was kind of dope. Seeing all the cameos. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got excited every time. Like when I first saw them up here and like their roles in it. It was kind of like it threw me off guard, and I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I was actually I thought it was funny. Especially the people that they chose to cameo. They could have chose anybody, and they chose Jack Black. Hilarious. Lizzo, even more hilarious and great because she's like a wonderful singer, and I loved her back and forth with Grogu. That shit was like top notch, no lie. Like her just petting him like he's a little baby dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that was adorable. She like wanted to literally put him in her purse and like go on a trip. I swear to God. And Emmett Brown, come on, he was the bad guy. I don't know. There's so many feelings of just greatness of their cameos. It didn't make me mad. It kind of excited me to see like who else is going to pop up in Star Wars. This is one of the biggest franchises in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a couple minutes in it it's kind of cool if you really think about it. So I don't know.
Counterpoint, Nolly, how'd you feel about it?
It did a lot. It moved storyline a little bit, a smidge. Cameos were cool. Did not expect Lizzo. Did not expect Jack Black. And then when Christopher Lloyd popped up, I said, "Oh, this is where the budget went this season." It was cute. I don't know if it did enough to move storyline because I think season finale is next week, right? I don't know. I think so. And so I'm like nervous.
Right.
But it was cute for what it was.
All right. I suppose. What you think? Well, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of. I don't want to give my opinion, but I'm gonna go ahead. I think Tyrone had his thumb one way or another. What's your opinion on it, Tyrone? What's happening, man?
I'm glad that I've kind of changed the way I'm watching this show because I got to laugh through the entire episode. It was ridiculous from beginning to end, and I can't wait to jump into it because there's so much. But I gotta say, I genuinely enjoyed how absolutely batshit insane it was. Like,
what?
I watched it twice. I was like, this is absolutely crazy. I'm watching this twice. But if we're talking about good or bad episodes of shows, that's a different story. But I've already changed the way I watch this show, so I had a great time.
Well, okay, Tyrone, you changed the way you watch the show. How do you watch the show now?
Watch it like
with
an
your eyes
episode of Clone
closed.
Wars. No, just watch it like an episode of Clone Wars. Like they're just throwing stuff out there. Just it's kind of kid showy. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they're going for now. They made it clear that they don't take this shit seriously at all. So I'm not gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna have a great time.
I mean, I hear where you're coming from, but damn, I don't know which I should feel more insulted for, Clone Wars or Mando, because I think Clone Wars, especially in the second season, and so we got a little more substantive. But you know that's debatable. Obviously, bad tie. Your thoughts on this week's episode, homeboy?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun. I think Jack Black, Lizzo, Christopher Lloyd, all getting an opportunity to, put their faces back on the screen. Lizzo, I think this is her first or second time being on screen. I thought it was a real. For me, I think what was refreshing was things that I've said coming to fruition, and you know what I'm saying, like when I saw, her crew, back in the fold, when I saw, the situation with the Darksaber, kind of unfold how I thought it unfolded when I said it 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? When that,
Lord.
Yeah. I love when I'm right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely love when I'm right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, man. But but it was a fun episode. I think one of the things that was spotlighted in this episode was the fact that Din Djarin still has this disdain with robots. And that was kind of weird to me a little bit, because I thought that we had gotten a little bit past that, but then you see him out here basically, his prejudices come out in a way that seemed very racist in the moment. like you know what I mean? He was kicking this workforce who is basically slaves. Everybody, the humans don't do shit at this point. And everybody's just chilling. They don't want to. Matter of fact, they said, what they say, the reason we can't turn the bots off is because people don't want to work. people
haven't been able. No, they said people haven't been like they haven't let people work. They let them shop and leisurely around. So like society would crash if they had to go to work.
No. But what I'm saying is the people have voted that they didn't want to work. It was very clear on that the people wanted to just do art and just chill and just, I don't want to work. So these were technically their slaves. And when he came out there and started kicking them, and I'll take your microchip out and I'll do that. I was like, oh shit. I was like, Din, you went from an honorable dude to now you're just like out here being a bully, bro. So I was a little thrown with that. But ultimately I love the episode.
The one I will say I did very much like the way that they interjected the concept of the separatists, you know what I'm saying, into the Mandalorian, like the whole, because at this stage, this is post Empire rule. So to kind of bring back, and he's like an old dude,
he's a libertarian. He's a Star Wars libertarian. Yeah,
he's like he's like one of the wigs from back in like he's a wig, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a separatist. He's like, separatist is a pejorative term. He's like dude, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, politics.
Kill everybody.
I want to make you brought up Din Djarin being racist, and there's actually more evidence to his racism in this episode.
Right?
He was racist as hell when he went and saw the Ugnaughts. He was like, "Hey Ugnaughts, I know Quilt. Y'all know Quilt," and they were like, "We don't all know each other." But he was like speaking in their Ugnaught language and stuff, trying to I was like, "Damn, you racist as hell, man! Just walking up here like you own the place."
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. Is that really right? I mean, I think that's more culturally appropriating than it is racist. Right. You know what I'm saying? For him to be like, "Hey, I have spoken with so and so, brr.
Yeah,
I have spoken."
You're on a whole other planet.
It's like me going. It's like me going down to.
It's like me going to Mark.
Listen, they're having a Burma. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Oh, it's all good." I speak Jar Jar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hold the fuck up. Plus, I don't know. That shit is funny. First of all, the fact that they're called the Ugnaughts is disrespectful. First of all, you shouldn't. Who the fuck is naming these characters? For them to call these the calamari, you know what I'm saying? The calamari, bro.
Her in the tank was very I was like, okay, I'm digging the tank vibes, and then it just came down, and then this whole weird love scene happened. I was like, what the fuck just happened? We went from cool to corny. What the fuck? But then it worked.
I just thought that was very elite of her to take a bath in front of everybody. Ain't nobody else. You know
had clothes on.
That
Like,
shit
you know what
started
I'm
so
saying?
ridiculous.
And she was immediately dry, like just came out of water,
That
no
scene made
towel.
no sense.
She's got that
Didn't
Nike
even
dry
made
fit
no
on.
sense.
It's
You know
that,
what I'm
that
saying?
space dog, you know what I'm saying? Like water, you know?
Oh
You
man,
go
They-
to
you just know,
showers in spaceships.
like Din Djarin's flying all over the place to find the lake Minnetonka, and here she is bathing in that bitch right in the middle of her shift. You know, it's like calm the fuck down. I ain't gonna lie. I did enjoy that portion of the show, the portion where it was revealed. I mean, it got a little Mandalorian SVU. You know, it was very, Mandalore Hills Cop for a second.
Goodbye,
I was
bad
kind
They
of
did
like,
a
all
whole
right,
Law
is
and
this
Order episode in this shit.
it?
A whole
Get the-
episode.
dude,
Dun, dun,
I was just waiting for like they pulled up into the bar and he's like,
They had a
they're in the bar.
droid
He's
bar.
like, "What's good, yo? We here to." She's like, "Tell me about the fuck all that." Yo, you gonna tell me what the fuck is going on? Or I'm gonna pop you full of lead. It's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You gotta talk to him a certain way. Now talk to me about this Nepethalon shit or whatever. What was it called? The
Neptune.
Who even cares?
It was
It
called.
doesn't
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter, really, honestly.
Yeah,
We
the,
were like,
no.
all
The
right,
only
he's
thing, and the only thing more ridiculous than a droid bar is a droid morgue. That shit had me laughing so hard. They had a whole droid, and the only human worker is the worker of the droid morgue. This shit, I was like, this show is absolutely bananas.
That was great.
They did.
And
a
the
whole, they did
alien
this-
then like shot her in the droid, you know what I'm saying? Like in the morgue.
Oh, so yeah, like the other droids started going crazy.
Yeah, it was like
It
like laser and
so
shit.
ridiculous.
What the fuck?
This is
Yo.
I couldn't believe they did this shit.
Well, it got kind of Wall-E for anybody who's seen the movie Wall-E, where basically in it like the humans have left planet Earth because it's been polluted to death, and when you get up to the spaceship, everybody's like morbidly, obese, and like when they try to move, they can't because their bones have evolved into like milk basically, so they can't really. And so now here we are with, oh my God, did I just crack this code? Yo, all right, I'm not gonna go into that subject, but perhaps you know what. Let me veer off this path because I don't know exactly where my mind is going. But I will say it did get a little. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck just happened. See, that's why we need. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go myself in the Lake Minnetonka. But at the end of the day, this episode did reveal a few things. Number one, there's Imperial droids for hire. Number two, that they actually did still have Mandalorians out there in force working as essentially bounty hunters. The classic case of Mandalorians that originally existed was still out there in force. And to her credit, Bo-Katan was kind of not necessarily too enthusiastic about bucking up on them. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, yo, look, I don't really know. I ain't really their leader. Mando's like, nah, you Mandalorian, you got this. And she's like, nah, I ain't got this. Old boy got this. You know what I'm saying? That's his tribe. And she had to get like a pep talk just to be able to talk to him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was just a little distraught by the level of ease it took for Mando to give back the Darksaber. I was hoping that it would have been them having to fight with each other. Am I right? Like we were kind of given, when the Moff, as I like to call him, the Moff, was like, "Yo, man, you can't just give her the saber. Like that's not the way it works." And she looked at him and was like, "Yeah, that's kind of true." Then they had an exchange where she kind of saved him using it. But then she ends up he ends up justifying why it's okay to give it to him. I personally, Tyrone, thought that was a little bit of a cop-out. Like it was. So, in my opinion, this is an unresolved storyline because I think that if they're smart, which evidently maybe they're not as smart as I thought they were, they would possibly bring in, if not in this season, the next future seasons, more inter-Mandalorian conflict as it pertains to who is the actual leader. We know the Kryze family. We know that Bo-Katan lost the saber, lost her kingdom, and lost her tribe, but lost her team as a result. But Mando is clearly, at least according to what we're seeing, the most honorable, as he's willing to just give it away. He's not power hungry like she is. I mean, what say you about this whole turn of events where he's able to turn over the dark saber, and then we'll get our friend in here on this.
Yeah, first, absolutely, him just giving it over on a technicality and everybody being cool with it was a huge disappointment. Like,
yes,
like 2 seasons of this just so that could happen.
Right.
Yuck. That was terrible. But I don't think they're trying to get deeper and trying to do a lot of inter-Mandalorian conflict and stuff. What I think is happening is almost a retcon for the casual Star Wars fan, for the Star Wars fan who only watches stuff on Disney Plus and the newer stuff. They don't have a deep knowledge of Clone Wars or Rebels or anything else like that, where they've gone so deep into all of the different factions of Mandalore and the different conflicts and stuff. I think they're trying to wrap it up into a nice, neat little quick thing that people can just understand and they can move forward with, because this isn't helping what has already been established for Mandalorians. If you notice, they're kind of going against the grain here. They're trying to just make this a lot simpler than this. I mean, she went up, give me my fleet back, and he was like, no. And then they're like, well, let's punch each other for a minute. And they're like, okay, fine. And then that was that. It's resolved now. And then Din's like, oh, hey, by the way, everybody sees here's the darksaber, because this happened on this other planet nobody else saw, and everybody was like, cool, no questions, we're good.
Right.
And so they're just trying to make this shit nice and digestible so we can move forward with it.
But it's not digestible. It's indigestible. It's giving me indigestion. It's making me want to vomit. It's so funny because Bad Tie, the last season, the season of Book of Boba Fett ended with the Mandalorian, and it feels like the Mandalorian is about to end their season like the Book of Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get it. Like, where they going with this? And then I'm very eager to hear. We've got a surprise special guest who's going to pop in, a good friend of the fam, going to give us some insight. But I mean, you enjoyed it. Like, do you think that was warranted after a season or two of kind of wondering whether or not there's going to be a battle to the death over the saber? I mean, he practically he fought Paz Vizsla over this saber. You know what I'm saying? But just because she picked it up when he was, in trouble, all of a sudden. And plus, he could have been lying. They both could have been lying.
But you say when he was in trouble, you mean when he was defeated?
I was just gonna say he was almost dead.
He wasn't in trouble. He had gotten defeated. Like, what he said was absolutely true. And that's what I said when 2 weeks ago when I brought it up. I was like, didn't she get the? I was like, no, it's him. And I was like, all right. But here we are. We're back. We circled back. Right. So here we are at this point, and he's not lying. Now, would you have liked to see a showdown and all of that kind of stuff? Absolutely. But what I'm seeing is universe building. What I'm seeing is this is setting up Bo-Katan's show or whatever she's going to be a part of. This is and her show will set up whoever else. You got Ahsoka. They said at the very beginning, this is we're trying to do this a lot like, absolutely, Lisa, always, because I don't get no credit over here, but at the end of the day, you see what they're doing. You see Ahsoka's coming. You see what they're doing. So they're trying to go ahead and build off of Mandalorian, which was their biggest show to date, and take these other shows and kind of build off of that. We've already established that Mando's kind of taken a back seat this season to what Bo-Katan's story has been building. And here we are. She's got the darksaber now. Now what?
Well, let's hear from our resident Star Wars expert, from Lit all the way to the movies, to the shows, to anime series. Help welcome our friend, our boy, our OG Day One ally, Daniel Biddle. What's popping there, Biddle?
What up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? So we had
a really nice way of saying he has no life, so he just knows everything about it.
I
feel you.
No, man, it's all respect, bro. Well, listen, man, listen. I definitely wanted to get you in here on these last few episodes of Mando to kind of provide some insight as somebody who's pretty much, I think, has watched the overwhelming majority of these and even into the literature. Like, what was your opinion? Just give it blood raw. You know what I'm saying? On this particular episode.
I'm like Tyrone. Like, I don't have a problem with Mando now that I just don't take it serious. Like, it's Adventure of the Week. It's Clone Wars. It's how I looked at Star Wars Rebels, which I love Rebels. Rebels is some of my favorite Star Wars shit. But also, I knew with Star Wars every single week, it was a roll of the dice. Either A, we're going to have some of the best Star Wars ever, or B, we're going to have a filler episode. I'm just going to be like, okay. Like,
So-
it's true. It's true.
So, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, you think this was a filler? I mean, because it for me, it was like half filler, half substantive in that it ended with a very monumental event. You know what I'm saying?
His face says it all. Oh my god.
Well, it did. Listen, it ended. It wasn't just him passing the dark saber to Bo-Katan Kryze. By the way, shout out to Omar. I see you in the comments. Shout out to Black Nerd Problems, our cousins in this whole thing, man. We're gonna wrap with you real soon, man. Don't go nowhere. Keep pulling up, man, because we definitely want to keep you bigged up. And shout out to Tiff Starchild and fuck everybody in the comments. Just gonna throw that out there real quick. Not these comments. We love y'all. We love these comments. The Instagram comments that's trying to be completely chauvinist, completely overwhelmingly toxic man. Get a life. Get your own podcast. Get your own platform. Talk your shit. Don't be coming at people because of things outside of the subject matter. Fuck you. You heard it here first. Fuck you with a long lightsaber deep in the booty. Take that cut. I said it. I'm not playing. Fuck you. Anyway, back to
this is a family show.
I'm sorry, but these motherfuckers just completely lost their whole ass mind.
Their whole mind.
It was a family show.
If anybody feels like battling trolls, then just go to the Instagram page /New Blurred Order. Go to the Aladdin was a hobo pinned up a post and just go at any fuckboy, as Nolly and I have been going profusely with both lightsabers up.
It takes like a good hour
that's trying to come at Tiff because we don't play that bullshit. Just like I told her, you fuck with somebody, fuck with you, they fuck with all of us. So just keep it 100, man. These little clicks, man. Each and every one of them might help the algorithm, but we gonna definitely go down your little timeline and talk about your little grandma basement living self sitting there trying to talk all that bullshit. I'm sorry. This has been on my head all week. Every time I get a notification, I'm like, oh, cool. Somebody like, what the fuck? Why are they talking about that? You know what I'm saying?
I had to mute them. They were getting a little extreme. I was like,
man.
on the
I mean, they try to come at Omar too a little bit on the Lion King joint, but they don't come at Omar like, Omar, yo, look at your face. Just like, you know, they're like, what? Did this dude really watch the movie? He's like, all right, cool. But when it comes to the woman, they're all like, oh, the this gonna be single all her life, and oh, this from the woman with too many cats. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I know the internet going internet, but goddamn, like you taking it personal. Anyway, sorry. Back to Star Wars.
Yeah, you were talking about how they tried to do a monumental event.
They tried to do it. Well, I don't think that it was done appropriately, but it still happened. He passed the dark saber to Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
which
technicality.
Can I ask what would have been better for you if they would have fought after she just fought that other guy?
Yeah, that would have been no,
not then. No, not then.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is like yes, that would have been acceptable. And everyone's like, no.
Everyone would have complained about that.
Thank you.
And to answer your question, whether it's a filler episode or not, homie, this entire season has been a filler season. The entire thing. And they gave it away at Celebration like 2 days ago when they announced that Dave Filoni's doing a Thrawn movie. Like the moment they said that, everything made sense now. Mm-hmm. Yes, Dave Filoni's doing a feature.
Yeah, they did
film,
last night,
and it's a Thrawn one. Yes,
they
which proves that I was right. Mm-hmm. Just saying, not saying. I've been calling it in your comments for like 2 years. Just saying.
We're getting a Mando version.
Just on the.
Hey yo, do we have enough hands to pat the men's back? Right in the show? Like
it's going to be a crossover movie with Mando, Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka series. All of it is going to be a feature film directed by Dave Filoni.
And we've got Ahsoka on the docket today, so we'll be talking about that as well. What's up? Was it Tyrone or Yaz? One of y'all had a hand.
Tyrone.
Tyrone, what's up?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask, like, just about the end of this episode and about Bo-Katan's her approach to this to what's his name,
Yeah,
Wolf,
I forget his
whatever.
name too. Fuck him.
Her approach to dude.
Axe Wolf.
Yeah. I love their names sometimes. They're so great. So she goes up, like she's like, okay, we're gonna go and get our people back together, right? We're gonna let's reunite Mandalore. So she goes and she walks up to this dude, and her first words are, "Give me back my fleet." Like that's really the way you're gonna approach this. Not like, hey, great news, we're gonna go take back our home. You want to join forces and blah blah blah. She's just like, give me my ships back. Like I just
hold on.
What's up?
She did say,
Yeah.
Din Djarin asked her how you gonna handle this. She said, "I will know when I get there."
Right.
You gotta speak
Out the gate, she was like, "I'm gonna fuck this
Mandalorian.
nigga."
and that was what she chose. What she chose was give me back my ships.
Well,
Like-
and even before that, Tyrone, even before that, earlier in the episode, she was talking about the discontent between her and Axe Wolf. So I feel like she probably walked up and realized, yeah, let's just cut through the bullshit and let's get straight to it. I'm gonna challenge you for this because that's the Mandalorian way, and let's just get it. Let's get it, and that's what they did. They got it, and she beat him up, and he was like, "You shouldn't have beat me up. You should have beat him up." Like, so,
I mean, this is
like,
I make that point to say like when it comes to like how they're telling the story and the reason why these things aren't hitting the way they should be hitting is because it's these are bad choices. Like they're terrible choices and they do nothing for the actual episode. Like
I hate to say it, but I'm in 100% agreement with Tyrone on this episode. I have slowly come to the dark side.
Okay.
And this episode was the most throwawayest of episode. Half of the episode was basically whatever comparison you want to make. It's Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, it's Blank Man, and what's his name, man?
Other guy.
Other guy.
Other guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the overwhelming majority of it, if it didn't happen, we wouldn't care because it was just so that he could get some sort of access, to this land or whatever, for the queen to, it literally felt like it was made for the purpose of boosting the career of Jack Black, Lizzo, and Christopher Lloyd. Not that Lizzo needs it. Lizzo has an army. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. Like Lizzo has a whole army. But I will say this. I enjoyed the fact that Lizzo got to be on this, especially because knowing that she is a blurred, all right? And one of the things that was quoted in one of her tweets was that she said, as a kid, my dad showed me Star Wars like a rite of passage. And she said that when I got the role of the Duchess, I cried all day. Dad, I wish you were here to see this. And that touched my heart. I ain't gonna lie. As a dude who is, I believe, somewhat successfully indoctrinated my kids into the nerd sphere, I'm happy for Lizzo. I just wish they had given her a better role. It's not that this role didn't suit her. I get that a princess, a queen, a member of royalty is kind of a way to have her in this elevated role. But I would have rather her see her as a badass, wielding a lightsaber, or maybe having a staff of Beskar. I would rather her be able to be like a more prominent member of the rebellion than the leader of a society that's too lazy to work for themselves. But anyway, that's just my opinion. What's up, guys?
So, like, think about this just for like a standpoint. Lizzo, like you just said, has an army. She's got such a following. They just featured her in Star Wars. So think how many people that were not at all into Star Wars that are now going to watch Star Wars because Lizzo is in it and might now become a fan of it because their favorite artist was in it. I'm just saying, just think of the reach. She's like you said, this was her felt of rite of passage. You know what I'm saying? And then she got to star in it. It's kind of cool if you really think about it. And I mean, we're in the year of Black excellence. I mean, that was kind of a power move for Star Wars if you really think about it, for putting her in it a little bit.
I think I know why you're upset, Vince. I know why you're salty.
Let me pause before I toss it to Daniel. Let me just say, the reach of Star Wars far outweighs the reach of Lizzo.
I'm saying for new people, though, you're right. We have such a like a cult, I guess you could say, because there's so many of us and we're so serious about certain aspects of Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're a giant family as it is. But think about the new people now that I'm just saying, like, you're integrating into this that are not nerdy, that didn't really care about Star Wars, and now because they're new artists, I'm just saying, like, it's just another way to bring more people into like what we love. Like, we're in the day and age of like nerds becoming the hottest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone wants to be a part of us. You know, this is just like, it's just integrating new people, you know what I'm saying, into something that, you know, people already love. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
I'm not mad at that. Daniel, then Tyrone. I mean, then Bad Ty.
Okay, so I think this is just me guessing, but I think the issue that what we're starting to have with The Mandalorian is a change of perception from the show creators and what we want. Whenever we first started watching Disney Plus with The Mandalorian, they didn't know what they were going to turn Mandalorian into. It was just, hey, this is the first ever live action show. Let's just throw it out there. So the story was very tightly contained, and it was an intimate story just between Mando and Grogu, like this Mandalorian and this Grogu, and they were only worried about that storyline. But as season 2 opened up, they had to start worrying about introducing all these other worlds. Like, they started MCU-ifying the Mandalorian. Boba Fett, same thing. And now Ahsoka is probably going to be the same thing because they're all building into this huge event. Whereas Andor, we got spoiled. It was a different time period, and it was very tightly contained. The only story it was worried about telling was its story. So you can notice the difference. Every episode in Andor fucking mattered. Whereas this, it feels like everything is just another notch on that escalator, like just another step. It doesn't really feel any more impactful than the last one because it's just a smooth escalator up to whatever we're getting. And I think that's the difference.
I think I agree with you. I think I'm starting to come to that side a little bit more now, especially after this episode. Ty, what's up, bro?
No, I totally agree with Daniel in those regards. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, yo, this just seems like it's more about propelling Bo-Katan and than it is about, you know, telling a story of Mando and Grogu. Because, like, how many times can you tell that story? Like, at this point, we know that he's playing daddy. We know that you know that you're basically trying to raise your son to be a Mandalorian. But what I will say is, we need to talk about Din Djarin's parenting skills, because he's not talking to Grogu about stranger danger.
Nope.
And if your child can be that easily attained by a piece of a little wiggly worm, then we got some talks that we need to have when we get back onto the what I'm saying, the joint. So, like, at this point, we need to talk about that. And I had another question. Do the Mandalorians have like a magnetic thing, or is Bo-Katan force sensitive?
So I had that same question. Okay, so that was a great, like, okay, so
hold up. Go
ahead. No, finish. So Vince, you look confused. So when she was rescuing Din Djarin and she went to go grab the dark saber, she literally like fucking Jedi that shit into her hand, dog. Like, straight up.
No. Yes, absolutely.
Like, no. She held her hand out like a Jedi, and that shit right into her hand, and she got up and fucking murked that dude. I swear, it was incredible.
Let's ask the Andorians. Hold up. Tyrone, Daniel. What do we detect a bit of force sensitivity in Bo-Katan Green?
No, I think it was a cable. She does.
That's what I thought. It's the cable that you use. That she.
Yeah, I watched it a couple of times. I didn't see it come out.
Yeah,
so.
it's crafty and resourcefulness. Yeah.
Man. The same. Yeah.
Tyrone, we can't hear you, bro.
I was gonna say, Tyrone, we can't hear you at all. Like,
but I got you, dude. It's a wrist cable.
Yes.
I love Bo-Katan Kryze. I think her and Mando are going back to ship. They about to clap helmets, but
there was no
but
not the clap helmets.
But she don't got force powers.
Are you sure? Like, her, because of her ancestry, they don't have any kind of like,
No.
I just watched
the
the
only thing I can
wire.
promise you is Grogu's about to have stepbrother issues. That's the only thing I can promise you.
All right, I have one more comment real quick.
Better not touch my drum, bro.
I hit her. Like, this is exactly what you guys wanted to talk about. Here we go.
No, okay, so like that, yes, that, but I just felt like the fight between her and Axwolf was like watching Step Brothers.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
that's
Like,
what
you know what I'm
Mando's
saying? You know
are.
when they started fighting like at their house, you know what I mean? With like the bats and shit. I just felt like that was like she was like, I'm a roundhouse your ass, and he just like went for it. And yeah, it was
Yeah, but it didn't end in. Did we just become best friends?
no. I mean, it did end in him having a little bit more respect for her and him, like, you know, basically getting emotional and being like, you should be fighting him, not me. You know what I mean? Like some brother shit. So
That movie, oh my god, yo! So Nolly, you said you watched it again and you did see the cable. I mean, Nolly,
Yeah, I just watched the clip. There's a cable.
Oh, you
there
saw
is
the cable.
definitely a cable. Oh, man, see, look, and see, Tyrone won't stand for it.
Yeah, I won't stand for that cable.
Now he probably rebooting so that he can get his sound right.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So a couple other things that happened in this episode. I for one was particularly thrilled to see my girl
I was
back
so
on screen.
hyped.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
I
Yo,
was
when they
so
showed-
hyped.
Oscar.
Yo, when
We saw her twice.
Costa, Reeves, I think it is.
Yes,
When
Oscar
she
Reeves.
came back onto the scene, bro.
Indubitably,
melted
sir.
into my
Indubitably.
seat. That's Bay right there. You
All
know,
day, every day.
I mean,
I vote her as the leader right now. She's got my vote.
Yes,
got my vote.
yes.
Yeah,
100%.
She got the
100%.
belts, bro. I mean, come on, man. I mean, let's just keep it real. That's baby girl is. Look, I don't usually do thirst, but when I do, it's with Costa Reeves. God damn it, yo. I mean, yo, look, man, you can't deny. Look, look, Hey, look, I'm just saying. I look. Whatever is necessary to get her onto the show, to speak to her about her role and her relationship status. We'll gladly.
Oh, hey, Kim.
I'm not saying, Vince, you married. I'm single, motherfucker. Let's go. Find out for me, bro. Find out. This is the way.
Let's go.
You advantage to the land of Tyronians.
Let them out.
Like, how the hell he's just going to give me a whole heart attack like that?
Oh, that was so great.
That was crazy.
That was that wingman shit right there, dog. That was great.
That was evil.
That was
I
so
thought we
great.
was boys. You know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there giving me a whole neck contusion, like, oh shit. I ain't gonna lie. But even my wife couldn't deny. Even my wife be like, yeah, she cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she a baddie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because
The alpha.
I mean, look, it is what it is. I'm gonna lay off because I don't want to go too deep into it. But at the end of the day, I was thrilled because I heard that she wasn't gonna be on it no more. So the fact that she came back, I mean, I heard she was released, I'll say, from the WWE. So she may need the work, and honestly, it's refreshing because the first memory I have of her is her completely emasculating Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? Just complete did a whole
I
DDT
never
on
knew
his
she
ass
was a wrestler. I only know her as
Costa Reeves. Yeah, man. I was happy to see her, and it feels like, if I'm not mistaken, Nolly, something that Star Wars Celebration was alluded to with regard to the Moff and his potential return to the universe. So what do we know? What do we know?
He did a panel, and so they were like, so where have you been all season? He was like, I'm cooking up something. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I get a feeling that it's going to be a cross show type of thing where he might find himself in Ahsoka Tano, and Ahsoka Tano. Dang, I wish Tyrone was here, but hopefully he comes back. But Ahsoka Tano, for those that don't know, actually had a new trailer drop. So I mean, you don't have to step completely away from Mando, but
we may see him in the season finale though, Vince. Like it's not like a foregone conclusion, but we could see.
And they were transporting his ass too, and he escapes, and we don't know what happened with that. And they did give us that tidbit too, so it's not like, you know what I'm saying, like they might give us a little bit more, like we'll see him in the end, you know what I'm saying, like shit walking or some dumb shit, you know what I mean?
2 episodes left, so there's still time.
And to that point, which you all make very good points as in this regard, it was like a whole entire episode dedicated to former Moff Gideon minions, and it would make sense if he was to rear his head, because I mean, what was the one that ratted him out, the young lady when they went to the rehabilitation center, and she basically was working for, you know,
Oh,
man, I can't
Yeah,
remember
I
the
don't
names.
remember her name either, but
nah.
Yeah, but I think I got a picture of her. I think this was her right here. I think it is. Oh no, that's not her. Shoot. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. When
yeah,
that one episode where they were
She's the
on
sussy officer.
Coruscant, and the one young lady. Anyway, you get the point I'm trying to make. So, if they were doing all of that setup stuff, it's only right that ultimately it does result in Moff returning to the screen somehow, even if it's indirectly. So I just don't know if Moff is really still powerful anymore. I mean, unless he's wielding like the same type of control over his minions, so to speak. I mean, what can the Moff really do at this
he
point? I mean,
still got the dark side. I mean, he's
Mhm.
still part of the dark side, bro. He still got powers. He still can control
That's
people's
true.
minds and do stuff.
It's not about who works for him. It's about who he works for. I think he works for Thrawn.
oh
I think
wow,
so. Thrawn's the one who got him prison broke. I think all this like that's what we're going to see in the last episode. Is I think Gideon is going to come back, just like Bad Tie kind of alludes. I think Gideon is going to come back, but I think that last episode is going to be the tie to Ahsoka. Like they're going to breadcrumb trail it. So Moff's going to come back, but well, who's Moff working for? How did he get prison broke?
right?
And then you go into Ahsoka, and then there you go.
Because remember, Vince, like this, like everything that's been leading up is like now she has her army back. Now Bo-Katan has her army back. Now she's going back to whatever planet they were on with the other Mandalorians to now reunite all of them. And then the plan is to go to Mandalore and I guess recapture Mandalore. I think what's going to wind up happening is they are going to reunite. They are going to go towards Mandalore, and they're going to be probably met by a fleet or something like that. It's going to be something that's going to go down where, you know what I'm saying, Moth is going to come out or whatever. It's still like, give me Grogu. I've been trying to get him, you know. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's actually a good point because we did witness the guy who I just showed who's tearing the fuck up out of that little ice cream cone thing. We did witness him basically really trying to get his research back. You know, he wants to clone. Like he wishes that his cloning capabilities could be used more for the New Republic. But unfortunately, you know, he doesn't have. So it would make some sense if he was brought back into the fold involuntarily to once again.
They erased his mind.
His brain got slurping dirt. Yeah, that's gone, bro. He got scooped out.
Yeah, she turned that thing to Max. Yeah, he's done.
CIA ops him, bro. He was the op. That was it.
Yeah, they basically took his research and wiped his brain. Like, yeah, we got all the things we need.
Yep. But he's kind of what's I forget my man's name in the Rogue One movie, who was responsible for
Galen Erso.
So they could not make the Death Star as operational as it was without him. I feel like he kind of had that same level of significance.
Republic didn't care about cloning. That's the difference. The Death Star, they needed him because it was a mutual end. You get what I'm saying? Like they needed him because they wanted his research. The Republic don't care about cloning, so why do we want your research?
That is true. Especially
you're in danger.
If you watched Bad Batch, which was way better the second season than it was the first, we've already admitted that. We've apologized to Yaz. We're sorry. Whoa, we're not worried.
I was right.
The second season was badass. Like I said, the concept of clone rights is a whole thing. I love the parallels as it pertains to politics and race and religion in the world of Star Wars. But I wouldn't mind because one thing that they did introduce was the conflict between the stormtroopers and the clone troopers. You know, in that series, which we never really thought about because, like I said last time, starting from episode 4 in New Hope, we didn't see any clones. There were no clones. Even between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens, we no clones. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no clones. So right there, where Anakin and Ahsoka are developing their kinship and whatnot, we're seeing the clones as the dominant army force, and then at the end of Darth Vader's rule, there is no clones left. So what happened to the clones? Where are they? And that's, I think, what's going to be tapped into in some of these upcoming series is like the Acolyte movie that's coming out, which I don't think is gonna. Acolyte is way too old. It's like 15,000 years into the past, Nolly. Acolyte. So there's not gonna be any clones there, or anything like that. But I think we'll start to see a little bit more. Welcome back, Tyrone.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Am I loud? Am I quiet?
Yeah,
Tyrone
and his
I just had to kill this droid that was messing shit up.
All right, then.
Fuck them droids.
They're useless. They're useless.
Because we were just about to get into this Ahsoka trailer, man. So as you all know, we're world building, so to speak, right now, and maybe Mandalorian's budget is going to the saber fights that we can expect to see in the upcoming Ahsoka series. So let's just take a quick look and see what it is that we like or don't like about the Ahsoka trailer. Hopefully, it's worth the budget. Let's go ahead and kick it. Roll that.
Something's coming. Something dark. I sense it.
This is a new beginning. For some, war. For others, power.
Copy for that?
It's been a while. Things have changed.
Want me to give it a try for my connection?
I started hearing whispers.
Yeah, evidently, it's a little choppy on my side, and I think that we deserve to see a better streamed. Let's try some of that good old Brooklyn Wi-Fi, because clearly down here in the Orlando area, we are not getting love from the internet gods. So yeah, man, Tyrone, if you want to boot that thing up, man,
I'm pulling it up right now. Get ready.
Thanks, man. While we're talking about that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this picture up, and before Tyrone shows it, I just want y'all to say whether or not thumbs up if you are excited, thumbs down if you have no level of excitement whatsoever, and meh if you're, one way or another not really caring about this Ahsoka project. So let me put this picture up real quick, and y'all can let me know in 3, 2, 1. Oh wow, okay. Well, look at that. We're all in alignment here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Before you bring up the trailer, Tyrone, I'm interested in. Well, let's let you do that first. Bad Ty. Why are you so geeked up? What are you excited about, bro?
Rosario Dawson.
All right. Well, that's it. I mean,
do I need to say more than that?
No.
Yeah. I mean, did you watch what was that show? The DC show?
I did.
Okay. All right. Well, point
yeah.
taken. All right. Nolly, give me. What are your reasons? Is it Rosario Dawson as well, only, or?
I mean, it's up there. She's up there. Okay. 1, Rosario Dawson. Number 2, hello. Look at all these animated characters we're getting in live action. Okay.
That part.
Hype. As a fan of Clone Wars, as a fan of Rebels, like this is fan service. Beautiful. I'm excited.
Okay. All right. I can dig that. What about you, Yaz?
I'm just hyped to see Rosario Dawson be kicking some ass. Like, God. I'm not gonna lie, ever since I watched Clerks, and she was in another movie that I'm not gonna mention just because like her role was interesting when she first started acting. But I saw her in it. It's like when she was a teenager.
Kids?
Yes, kids.
Why you didn't want to mention it?
Yeah. Why would you say that? That's a classic.
Shit that happens in that movie. Time out, okay? Like even you know what I'm saying. And me being the age I was watching that movie, and like you know what I'm saying, it was for the first time. I was like, wow, this is kind of intense and like wow, you know what I'm saying. But kids.
Real.
It's real. You're 100% right. It's real, and that's where I fell in love with Rosario Dawson. And I've been watching her shit for like ever, dog. So
remember that scene?
Yes, at the swimming pool. At the swimming pool.
Oh my god, Nolly, have you seen that movie? Has anybody else?
I've watched kids little too young. I had no business watching kids at the age that I watched it.
Same here. I was
like, oh, it's a movie about kids. No.
That was definitely a movie about city kids. That's exactly what we did in the city.
Growing up in New York, I was like, so this
Absolutely.
is what my friends be doing, and I'm too square to hang out.
Yeah, we did that. All that.
I learned how to roll a blunt from kids. They went all the way. You split it, gut it. You know, they went all the way through the whole thing, bro. Yo, it was crazy. And Telly, what an asshole. But
yeah,
yo, how real is that though? Like that's some real life shit. Like this dude was like, he was a teenage predator. I mean, you know, and essentially, he was hunting virgins. We're going down a whole different path. I thought you were going to talk about Alex, because her role in Alex was cringe. I don't know if you've seen Alex.
It was, but kids, I'm not gonna lie, it embedded, like watching it at like I think I was like 15 or 16 when I watched that movie, and just watching it then and like the emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like the friends I had, just everything, it just like it gave me a perspective about how just like you're the closest people in your circle may not be like the people you want in your circle. So it just like it made me just I don't know, like realize, you know, just like things that I need to like look out for in people in my cliques, I guess you could say, you know, and like I don't know, it taught me a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I will never like that movie holds a special place in my heart just because like, you know, like Rosario was just so raw and just so fucking beautiful, and I'm not gonna lie, like I fell in love with her that day and just watched her career grow from there, and she's fucking amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, if I ever met her, I'd probably fucking faint, and I never do that. I'd never do that.
I'm ready when you are, by the way, and feel free to do the screen thing if you need to. If I don't get it right.
Cool. Let me
see. But I think
if
we're good to go here.
Well, I don't see it. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. Well, speaking of Rosario Dawson, let us go ahead and take part in the unveiling of this new Ahsoka trailer. Go ahead and hit that play button, homeboy.
Something's coming. Something dark. I sense it.
This is a new beginning. For some, war. For others, power.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Yo, okay. All right.
That looks fine.
Okay.
That looks hella fine.
All right. So now I see why Mando is trash right now because they're pouring all their energy into Ahsoka. All
It
right.
looks gorgeous, but I'm gonna be real with you. Like, it looks great, and I want to be really excited for this. But because of like the way things have been going lately, I'm like, I don't know if it's just gonna be like really good looking and kind of fucking with us every week.
Tyrone, I think it's gonna be the exact opposite.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay. Talk to me, Daniel. What say you? Why do you think it's gonna be the opposite?
So Dave Filoni is the one who is show running, executive producing, and directing every single one of these Ahsoka series episodes. He's also the one directing the movie that all the Disney Plus series are funneling to. This is his baby. This storyline is his baby. And here's the thing about Dave Filoni with Ahsoka. He created the character with George Lucas, and he took one of the most unpopular characters when she first launched and turned her into what is now arguably one of the most, if not the most popular Jedi. Even compared to Luke, more people say that Ahsoka is it. So Dave Filoni also has creative control when it comes to Ahsoka. Like, people ask him whenever they use him or use her for other properties inside Star Wars, hey, is it okay if we do this to her storyline to make sure her storyline stays whatever Dave Filoni has in mind? So Dave Filoni is not about to fuck up this series.
Right.
And yeah, I don't see it. I think the problem we have with Mando is too many people are they're trying to make their story about Mandalore and all this, but really they're trying to get to Thrawn. So they're not giving it the focus they need. Whereas Ahsoka, all of this is leading to Thrawn. So it doesn't have to be unfocused. It doesn't have to worry about other threads. All it's worried about is the story it's telling.
I do like the Thrawn tease, Nolly. I do like that Thrawn has a kind of a Thanos type of appeal where we're hearing all about him. We know he's around, but he has yet to really live action wise be revealed to us. You know what I mean? Which kind of makes him a dark overlord type figure. And when he does finally reveal his face, I mean, it's going to be a monumentous moment, just like when Thanos killed Asgard, Heimdall, Loki, and emasculated Hulk all within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the Infinity War. Like, Thrawn is garnering that kind of superiority in this world. So, what do you think Ahsoka's gonna be about? It seems like she's just looking for Thrawn. What do we know about grown Ahsoka? I mean, we grew up with Ahsoka in Clone Wars. We watched her from Clone Wars to Rebels, kind of mature. Now we have a full grown Ahsoka. What's she doing with her life?
That's a good question. We're gonna find out. We know that she trained. She met with Luke. She trained with Grogu a little bit. We got a little piece of her in Boba Fett. I'm excited to see where it goes. I understand that they're doing all of this to build for the movie that's supposed to wrap up this part of the universe, which I'm a little sad about. But all good things have to come to an end at some point. And the fact that they're bringing so many other elements from other projects into this is great. It's great. They're doing and I know Ahsoka and Mandalorian are supposed to tie into Skeleton Crew as well and bring that full circle to the movie. So I don't really know. I know there's going to be some Thrawn-centric storylines in here. I don't know what they're going for exactly, but I'm here for the ride. Apparently, it's going to be the most intricate battles that they've ever choreographed and stuff like that. So I know you're going to be hyped because you love your little lightsabers. So this is going to be what I said.
They actually set up the whole season back in like 2014. Whenever they ended Rebels, it ended with Sabine. She was looking at a painting she did of all the crew. And Ahsoka pops up, and it's 8 years after Return of the Jedi, which if you follow the Mandalorian timeline, guess where we're at? 8 years after Return of the Jedi. So, and the whole thing is in that scene, she goes to Sabine and goes, it's time to find Ezra. So this trying to find Thrawn is to find Ezra Bridger. She
Yeah.
wants to stop
Okay.
Thrawn, but it's not really about Thrawn. To her, it's about finding Ezra. Ezra was the one who saved her. Ezra is kind of like that next stage of the Jedi. Even though she knows Luke and whatever, Ezra to her is that passing of the torch. So she's trying to find him. She's trying to save him just like he saved her back in Rebels.
Wow.
That's what this show's about. This show, even though it's dealing with Thrawn and it's setting up that whole storyline, and that's going to be a big deal, the show is a rescue mission. It's a search and find Ezra. Where is Ezra?
And
That's
if you
what the
blink,
show's
you
gonna be.
miss him in the trailer.
Yes.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Because he's in the trailer. But it's a very quick little...
Really? I didn't see Ezra.
I mean, it's
I'll show you.
none of this sounds good for the heroes in this story, because I mean, by the time we get to the sequel trilogy, none of these people are mentioned.
Oh no,
or,
Thrawn. I
cared
think
about. Yeah.
what to Vince's point, the whole Thanos showing up and taking out Loki. I think Thrawn shows up and he either kills Mando, Hera, or Boba Fett. One of those are not walking out to show how serious he is and how much of a threat he is. They're going to take someone that we think is like, oh, we hold dear, and they're not around in that next trilogy, and off the map. I think you're exactly right.
We don't hold Boba too dear. You can get rid of him any day.
Man. Yeah, don't hate on too.
I think Boba's going to have his redemption moment. If they actually do listen to, I think that I can't never. His name is so hard to. What's the actor that plays Boba Fett? It's like the.
Tamora.
Sorry, bro.
Tamora Morrison.
Tamora, right. Tamora. He pitched, if I'm not mistaken, from what I read, the concept of the second season involving him hunting down Mace Windu, who was the who beheaded Jango Fett, and that's a hella fascinating time. That I'm here for that. I am here for that. So if it goes dark like that, then I'm on board. The whole, the concept of him being the White Ranger of the first season, I'm saying it's a little less appealing. But I'm here for Ezra. I also heard that there's now, Nolly, you watched the celebration yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There was mention of a live action Wookiee Jedi. We don't know if it's Gunji or not. I'm hoping it's Gunji.
I think
it's gotta be Gunji.
But it takes place so far from when we initially meet Gunji that I don't know if he'll have been born yet. Because they said it's like at the very beginning of the Jedi formation and everything.
Who's Gunji's parents?
I don't know.
Are they like someone that we should know about? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they just like Wookiees?
I still don't even know if they're women Wookiee. I haven't seen.
How do you get a Wookiee if you don't have a woman Wookiee though?
All animals need both sexes to reproduce.
And my next question is like, where's the junk at?
There are female Wookiees. Yeah,
there are female Wookiees. Okay,
have we seen them?
Mm-hmm. We saw him in Bad Batch most recently.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was the leader of that clique on Kashyyyk, who was a woman, a female band Wookiee. So I guess there is some procreation going on. It's kind of got that whole dwarf thing where it's the beard,
according to the holiday special, Chewie's got a wife.
Wait a minute.
What? Who's his wife?
According to the holiday special, Chewbacca has a wife and a son.
Wait, what holiday? Oh, you talking about way back in the Luke
Skywalker.
You went back to the Luke joint.
It's canon.
Whoa, I thought we was going to try to forget that and like mind mesh that one to death. That was also where we met Boba Fett. So I guess it does bear some significance. But I don't know, man. I share the excitement of Bad Tie, but also the skepticism of Good Tie, in that it could just amount to a bunch of really dope scenes and end up not being. I told Nolly this. I was like, as much as I love Ahsoka, as much as I loved her 2 episodes, the main 1 episode in the last season of Mandalorian, it is still a little weird seeing her live action. There's something weird about it. She moves so smooth in the animated series, and she was so young and short. And Rosario Dawson being a fully grown woman, kind of,
being
You're
ageist
so
right
fast.
now?
Bro.
Are we being ageist right now?
I think
No,
I think as
no, I
far
don't
as
mean-
casting, she you couldn't have found a better person.
Dude,
to
I'm
cast.
I
telling you,
don't mean
Rosario
like-
Dawson is Ahsoka Tano. Like,
I agree.
I'm right here with bad time. Right here with bad time.
By the way, I just want to clear the record. It's not a matter of Rosario Dawson being of a certain age. It's a matter of Ahsoka being of a certain age. I'm that's accustomed to a younger. Ahsoka was such a watching her on this journey. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of it's just a fascinating feat to see her as a developed live action figure. It's one of the few folks that we've seen come from because like in Bo-Katan was grown in Clone Wars and she's grown in Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't seen a crossover. I know she was more grown in Rebels. I know she was more of a grown figure, but I don't know. I guess
personally,
it's kind of like seeing it's almost as if we saw like Grogu in the animated series, and then we saw a grown up Yoda, Grogu in like the live action. It's like it's kind of awkward when you're used to seeing him one way, and then you see him.
We loved the entire stretch of her character through everything we've gotten. Now we're going to see a little bit more. I mean, it's kind of like one of the things about Creed 1. One of the things about Creed 1 that everyone loves is old Rocky. Is old Rocky. Am I wrong? Old Rocky makes Creed 1 really well, really good, because you get to see this person that we already have all this background knowledge of him in his prime, knocking everybody out, I know, stumbled all over myself, done all this stuff.
No.
But now you see him at his late age. He's dealing with cancer. It's a whole different kind of fight. You're going to see that same thing with us.
When we race bend their characters.
What?
Well, listen, we've kind of, you may have missed that episode, but we kind of had our fuck Sylvester Stallone moment.
Yeah. I don't like Sylvester, but that doesn't take away from Creed 1.
100%. And I still actually like, and as Ty alluded to, we like the Creed movies, but just a quick pause and shout out to Tiffy the Ninja Star Child, who was just like literally in the comments, like, pew, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really wasn't, yo, don't come at me with the smoke. You gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all the smoke.
She put the bait on the hook and she went troll fishing. I'm gonna say something real quick that I think is gonna offend Daniel a little bit, and but I want you to hear me out on this.
Everybody, quiet. Trying to be defensive.
So your defense of Ahsoka and what it might be hinges a lot on Dave Filoni. In my opinion, I think Dave Filoni is a better encyclopedia than he is a novel. Like I feel like he has such an amazing knowledge and love for the canon of Star Wars, but I don't think he's the best storyteller. And I think that's why we're finding ourselves talking about these things the way we are. I think they need to treat him more like an oracle, more like a reference point, and let more just more capable storytellers actually do the writing and the directing and stuff like that. I know Dave Filoni is a very beloved figure, and I have so much respect for him. But I do think that they're depending a little bit too much on him these days, and it's starting to affect the way, not necessarily the things that are happening, but the way we're getting to those things.
Yes, but I think once again it's because we're dealing with things that are outside of the main thrust of what he's trying to get us to. I think once we get into that, then it's in Dave Filoni's wheelhouse. And the only reason why everyone promotes him as this like Dave Filoni is because he has a 20-year track record at this point. At this point, he has a 20-year track record of making Star Wars successful. George Lucas didn't even have that before people started clowning on the prequels. Like, people immediately started clowning on the prequels. Dave Filoni, I mean, he has had some glaring misses, some terrible episodes. Even Mando season 1, he had a really bad episode. I forget which one. But I feel like his track record overall, I disagree. I'm not offended, but I disagree.
To just jump in, isn't Dave Filoni more successful over this span of time because the overwhelming majority of his portfolio exists with the animated series, with actual series rather than with with like the theatrical versions of Star Wars productions.
Yes, but I challenge you that that's because he's been put into a box because the industry does that. Hey, oh, you've been successful in the animated field. That's only what we're going to allow you to do. I don't think he has been given a full season of something to say, hey, you know what? Here's a full season. Let's see what you can do. He's been a guest host on someone else's show. He's been a guest writer on someone else's stuff. But here's an entire season for you, just like you had as an animated director. Here you go, your show. Now go make it. He hasn't had that.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to see. We'll wait and see what Ahsoka brings to the table, man. I mean, honestly, I'm geeked. Anytime there's a lightsaber involved, color me there. It's my favorite weapon. It's a very elegant weapon, as they said in the first few series. And you can have a whole series with no script, point blank period. That's completely all lightsaber battles, and I will say 5 stars, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't give a shit about your words. Give me the lightsabers all day. And not to mention the Force. The Force is back. You know, that's one thing we haven't seen in any of these series. You know, we got Boba Fett. We got all these helmets running around. Nobody's wielding the goddamn Force. Give me the Force. Give me the Force, as Biggie would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the Force. Give me the Force. I'm a bad man. So, I'm very much looking forward to that. Shout out to Lizzo for her appearance. Shout out to Lizzo for keeping the Blurred Sphere alive. And even though, you know, everybody's not a fan, I am a Lizzo fan. I think her music is brilliant. I think she embodies a person and somebody that a lot of people who don't feel represented in the world get to live through her and her experience. And she's outward about like her, you know, being picked on because she liked Sailor Moon and because she was into Pokemon in high school. And now some of these same niggas that was trying to talk shit about her is sliding in the DM like, yo, I remember when I was in chemistry. She's like, motherfucker, you get the fuck out my goddamn DM. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I love her success. I love the fact that and let's also admit that this is not un-Star Warsian in the Disney Plus cinematic universe. All right. We had Thundercat made an appearance. We had my man, the comedian, the white boy that's married to the
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr,
yeah.
Bill Burr,
yes.
Bill Burr pulled up. You know what I'm saying?
Love Bill Burr.
You know, so it's not like, you know, Star Wars is just now starting to put. Now, this was an overwhelming number of appearances in one episode. I will say that's a little different. You know, Chris Lloyd. We got Dr. Emmett Brown, as Yaz called him, and Jack Black, and Lizzo all in one episode. But this is. But I'll be honest, man. Other than Bill Burr, you know, Mandalorian, I thought had been steering clear of the whole, you know, cameo type of appearance type of thing. And so to kind of jump into it took me by surprise, which is one of the reasons why I wasn't as excited about this episode. But I am happy for anybody who is a Blurred getting to shine in the Blurred light. So one time for Lizzo, may not have been my favorite episode, but I was happy for her to see her, you know, get her just due in the universe. Now, just to kind of, we can come back to this in a little bit if you like, because we do have one of my favorite Star Wars fans among us. Like, you know, I love Biddle. I love his contribution to Star Wars. But I want to just take a moment and talk about the Mario that is upon us. Now, look. I know most of us haven't seen this yet. I haven't. I don't think anybody here has seen it. Mm-mm. But each and every last one of us has played Mario Brothers. We have all, at some point in time in our lives, played Mario Brothers. I just want to get a couple quick surveys out of the way and try to get an idea of where our our Mario Brothers, up in the Star Wars, of where our Mario Brothers wheelhouse starts from, where it stops, and where we are in particular with regard to our Star Wars Super Mario Brothers fandom. All right. So raise your hand if you played the original Mario Brothers. The original okay. Now this is not Super Mario Brothers. This is Mario Brothers.
It's on the Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say on Nintendo.
Well, look, this
Well,
is
you gotta
not
go
Super
against
Mario
each
Brothers
other?
where there's mushrooms involved.
No, you go
This
against
is Mario Brothers where you go from one screen to the other, where you hit the POW, where there was no flagpole to slide down at the end of the board. It's
bro.
literally just
I feel like you're age shaming right now. Stop it.
100%.
Look, if you don't know what it is, just say that. Yeah,
Mario Brothers.
I know what it is. Are you kidding me? Do you know who my mother is? Like, she still has like the original Game Boy. Like, are you kidding? The big chunky one. She's got 2 of them with the little glass screen that goes over it, so you can see and play in the dark.
The original Mario Brothers.
I have a black friend on me about Mario Brothers because I don't care if your mama has the Game Boy or not. That don't mean that you actually know what Mario Brothers is. Now
I know what. She has the game at home right now. You want me to go to her house and play that shit live for you? I will do that. You want me to call her ass? I will fucking call her right now.
Nintendo is very serious about their copyright. Might not want to do that. Yeah.
Listen, the original Mario Brothers game didn't even come by itself. It was Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
No,
Duck Hunt.
Absolutely.
Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not, bro. I had
in a bundle.
It literally was Mario. All right, bro. All right. You talking to somebody who had every system, every game system that has been known.
You had
What you gonna tell me? All right,
fuck it up right now. You're talking a bunch of shit, and it's not jiving with reality. Tyrone, you know what I'm talking about, right? The original Mario Brothers, right? Because these cats are talking about Super Mario Brothers.
No, I said that. I said there's 2 different Marios.
Yeah, well, I know you, Daniel. I'm talking about Bad Ty. He's confusing Mario Brothers with Super Mario Brothers, and the Super Mario Brothers game.
Yeah, Super Mario had the black flag.
It came out with the double pack with Mario with Duck Hunt and all of that.
Yeah,
but that's
Mario Bros.
That's the game that came after Mario Brothers. Like Mario Brothers is so old that I can't even find a picture of it on the internet. I'm like, where the hell is Mario?
If it's not on the internet, it doesn't exist.
It's not exactly. It never happened if it's not on the internet. Mario Brothers before Super Mario Brothers came out, which is what you're talking about, Bad Ty, was actually just a game where there was no Koopa. Well, hold on. There was a Bowser, but he wasn't like it wasn't like you beat him at the end of the board or anything like that.
You beat the way that original Mario Brothers it would be like 1 1 1 1 2 1 3. So at the end of each at the end of the third board, I think you would fight. You would go to the castle.
No. You're wrong. You're so wrong.
You're still thinking Super Mario Bros.
You're talking about Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros. All right,
you don't know the difference between. See, that's why
so many years.
I found it. I'm gonna send the picture.
I mean, it's been years, bro.
Right
I mean, shit. That shit is like you talk about like over what is that? 30 years.
You're talking about Mario Brothers. I'm talking about. You're talking about Super Mario Brothers. We're talking about the original Mario.
The flag
Brothers.
where you jump and get the flag. That's not it either.
No flag. I'm gonna show you. I found it. I found
it. I just can't. I'm figuring out how to send this to you.
What was this?
I got it. So this, just to kind of set the record straight for those out there that don't know what we're talking about. This is actually a quick picture of what Mario Brothers looks like. The actual original Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers.
I know.
But Mario Brothers. If you give me 1 second here. Let me put this up here.
I just want to bring this comment to light.
Lisa,
that was directly aimed at me, and you know it.
Shit right here.
Hold on. Here it is right here. Here it is. I just pulled it up. This is actually what Mario Brothers looked like. Not Super Mario Brothers, but Mario Brothers.
I had the front of it. Hold on. I had the front cover like for you. That's
the
what I got.
You're talking about Super Mario Brothers. Not to be confused
let me see.
With Mario. See, the Super Mario Brothers, that was when they had a whole world, when they ate mushrooms, when they was banging on bricks for coins and stuff like that. This, my friend, is OG Mario, well before Mario even had friends like Toad and Yoshi and all these other cats. You're talking about Super Mario Brothers.
Absolutely.
And Super Mario Brothers was, of course, a big deal in itself, but it's not Mario Brothers. Now, Mario, for those of y'all don't know,
I just sent you the cover on Facebook.
You sent me the cover? Okay.
I sent you the cover on Facebook Messenger.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna check that out. Now, not only was Mario. Oh, yes.
Thank you. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. For the record.
Good morning.
Mario settled. He should never been with Princess. Princess shouldn't have been with a plumber. God damn it, she was. Let me stop. I'm sorry, Tiffy. I don't mean to trigger. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You're right. Yaz did just hit me up with the OG cover of Mario, and this is what it looked like. This was before Duck Hunt even came out. But Mario was not just in Mario Brothers. Does anybody on here happen to know when we first met Mario?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Mario was the dude that was going up and down, the guy jumping over the freaking barrels to get to Donkey Kong, bro. So before Mario had his own debut, he actually showed up as a dude trying to get past the big ass Kong, who ultimately ended up having his own game. Dare I say, Donkey Kong was one of the most revolutionary games on, I believe it was Super Nintendo. Like, the game was 3D.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was dope. The games was dope. It looked a whole different look than what we was accustomed to. Fuck me up. Spent hours on end, failed test after test because I was trying. Because this was back before you couldn't just save the game, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you had to like beat the game.
You couldn't save the game on Nintendo. Like you had to leave it on.
Everybody else. That shit would get hot as fuck too. Oh my god.
It didn't matter. You leave that shit on for days.
Blowing it out that shit. Cool down.
Don't fuck around. Let your mom come in and see that red light's still on. And oh my god, they let the click and mom. What the? My first time.
Did you guys get a piece of paper and like put it over the thing? Just like they wouldn't see that shit.
It would get to the point where you had like save points, but you would have to get to the save point. So if you didn't get to the save point, you had to leave your system on. But yeah,
it was literally only like this is when the whole concept of saving the princess came into play, because Donkey Kong was basically King Kong, right? And Mario was the savior. He was the Jack Black of that universe. And he had to come in and find a way to get over all of these barrels and all this other bullshit that King Kong, or Donkey Kong at the time, was putting up in the air. And so we saw Donkey Kong basically make a hero out of Mario. So Mario begins to become, his own phenomenon, which leads to Mario Brothers, which is, it's hilarious in itself. By the way, this is the only dude who can have a shag. Like through his entire house. Like, the dude's got a shag, bro. Come on, he's got a shag. All right, y'all don't know the shag. Okay, whatever. Then Super Mario comes about, and then all of a sudden, now, not just that though, but Mario, now that we're in the land of Nintendo, doesn't just stop there. He actually ends up making an appearance in a whole other game. Do y'all remember what other game Mario was a prominent member of?
Any takers? Super Smash.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros.
No. Let's keep it in Nintendo wheelhouse. Let's keep it in Nintendo.
Isn't that
Punch Out?
Anybody? Nobody?
But wasn't he? He was the referee in Punch Out, wasn't he?
He was the referee in Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Oh, he was.
Don't know. Yes. Mario himself
that was my game.
Was the little guy who oversaw Little Mac's rise to stardom, as he actually was right there to witness Little Mac punch out one Mike Tyson. He sat there and he mom. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even speak. When he used to count,
Yes. Oh my god, you just brought me back, bro.
You sit there in glass Joe's. You get down flamenco. Come on,
He just changed his outfit a little bit, so it's not like super crazy iconic, but he still has his like same color in his hat. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely know that.
He still got the stash. You know what I'm saying? He was
hilarious.
and it was so funny because you low key, if you ever look at the actual box, like the game itself, like the cover of it, then that was what folks were saying. Yo, that's Mario, because in the background there's like a picture of a guy, and people are like, "Oh, that must be what Mario looks like in real life." So if you give me a second, I'll pull this up. But yeah, Mario has been iconic since well before this movie. You know what I'm saying? So now we have Mario, who's been already in 3 different appearances before he even makes his way to the next game system. I remember I used to look at this cover, and I'm like, "Oh, look, it's Mario." He doesn't have a mustache in that one. You know, it was more
Or a hat.
Or a hat, you know, or a plunger,
or suspenders.
But he's still doing his thing. Now venture on from there, and we leave from Nintendo to SNES. All right, the Super Nintendo, in which we're now given. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No. Let me not do that. Let me not disrespect Nintendo like that, because after Super Mario Brothers came Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers 2
and 3.
And
And
3.
3.
Did anybody? So, all right. So before we get to 3, Super Mario Brothers 2 was iconic because it was one of the first games. Huh? That you could pick characters. You could pick who you wanted to play as. Like the only way that in Super Mario Brothers, you got to pick Luigi is if you played 2 players, and the second player was Luigi, right? Just by default, you weren't like, "Oh, I want to play as Luigi." It's like, no, if you're the second player, then you're Luigi. But in Super Mario Brothers 2, they gave you 4 choices. Does anybody know what those 4 choices were?
Yes. It was Mario, Luigi, the raccoon, and Toad and Princess.
Yes,
Toad and Princess.
That's right.
Princess.
Yeah,
Super Mario 2 gave us Toad and the Princess. So, did you play any of these games, Nolly?
I played some of them, not a lot of them, because I had siblings, and so I wasn't trying to fight nobody every weekend. We had one TV. Okay, I was gonna watch my cartoons. These little shits. We want to play Donkey Kong. Okay, well, X-Men is on, and then Gargoyles. So what's up?
Oh wow, yeah, Gargoyles.
Yes.
Yo, Ty,
it was a rough time.
Good Ty. Did you play any of the Mario games, bro? Did you play
all
Mario?
Of them. Yeah, all of them. I went right through. Never skipped one. It was I think the first time I skipped one was when the N64 version came out, and I was like, what do I do with this? I was like, there's too many dimensions. I need 2 dimensions it was too much. Mess with my brain.
Yeah, I didn't do the Super Mario colors and all of that kind of.
What?
Yeah, I didn't do that. No, absolutely not.
I love Dr. Mario.
Oh my God, Dr. Mario! Oh, I fuck with
Dr. Mario.
Hard.
It holds up. That's still a tough game.
Yeah,
I still Dr. And again, I'm a bit of a music geek. As a band nerd, I remember the sound. I ain't gonna do the whole soundtrack, but
how's it go, Vince?
There was 3 different modes. There was that one, and then there was a couple others. But I won't bore y'all with the sound effects. We could go here all day. I could do this all day. All right, bad time. Daniel, you played the Marios.
Yeah, 100%.
Super Mario. All right, so bad time. Super Mario 2. You played Super Mario 2. Okay, so who was your pick? Was it Princess? Was it Toad? Was it Mario? Or was it Luigi? When you're playing Super Mario 2, Tyrone, you first, bro. Who was
Luigi for me, because I loved the way his little feet would go when he jumped.
Yeah, when he jumped.
That was my shit. Yeah.
Yes, the twinkle toes.
That's
used to
funny.
call it Luigi.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What about you, Daniel? Who was your pick on Super
Peach
Mario?
all day. She levitated, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you
can get up and go, bro. I don't play hard. I play smart. I don't give a fuck. There's no sexism in my game, bro. Hey, lady, if you got it, go ahead, boo. Fly to the
What about you, Bad Ty? Who was your pick, bro?
I probably, man, I'm actually split between Peach and Luigi. Like Luigi, Luigi really mainly because of what Tyrone said. That glide, that little glide, you could jump so far. You could just jump and it just keep going. So yeah, Luigi and Peach for sure.
All right, you're all wrong. All right, but me, it was. Whoa, I'm sorry. Yes, did you play Super Mario 2?
Of course I did. Yeah.
Who was your pick? I think we. Should I be stereotypical?
Go ahead, be sexist. Go ahead, say it. I'll wait.
Oh, I love it.
You better say Toad. You better say Toad.
Yes, I did use Peach. I was gliding my ass all over the damn place. I was like, woo! But I did like the legs. I'm not gonna lie, the legs on Luigi. If I needed to do a long jump, that was the nigga I was pushing. Like I was kicking them little legs.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Can you guess? Can anybody guess who I played with?
Mario.
It was Mario.
Yeah.
It was Mario, and mainly because Mario statistically was the B of all categories. You know what I'm saying? He was the second strongest, the second fastest, the second highest jumping, the second everything.
That's
so
a
I
lot
was
of
like,
seconds.
I know. I was gonna say he's number 2.
The law of the median. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go with the average, you know
right?
What'd you say, Daniel?
You micromanage the game. You're the person who like makes an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes,
I did.
This
is your favorite character.
Yeah.
Best character.
Say, okay, so Peach glides, Luigi kicks, but Mario with his second place is the superior one.
I mean, because he hits all of them. He's a jack of all trades. Y'all leave him alone.
He's the original character. How could you not choose Mario?
Been settled.
Oh, wow. Okay, I said it. All right. Hey, I'll take that. I'll be that. But yeah, man, I mean, how could you not deny it? I mean, with the problem with the other characters is they were either too heavy or too low in one category. So with Princess, who I would pick every now and then, if we're playing on one of the sand boards, then yeah, I want to use Princess because I don't want to have to walk through all of the quicksand and all that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if we're playing on a board where we're jumping around, I'm cool with Luigi, you know what I'm saying? But when I had to pick up something to throw it and he's with all that bullshit, I'm like, God damn it, man. But Toad, come in the clutch, the fastest, the strongest. I mean, and this was back when it was heavy on the androgynism because we didn't know Toad was a girl the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know necessarily, what his pronouns was. But he could have went either way. All we knew is that whenever we pulled up on Super Mario 1, that he was the one to tell us, sorry, I know you just did all that shit and jumped around all them fireballs and you killed that whole dragon and everything, but she ain't even here right now. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody home right now. So I love Toad the most. When it came to Super Mario 2, when it came to like having to pick up stuff. But Mario, again, the law of averages, the median, man, was the B in every single category. Yes, unlike Princess, who it took her like an hour to pick up a goddamn a vegetable.
Vince, you're getting so like technical with something that's supposed to bring you joy.
I mean, this is how I relax.
You've been an accountant,
right?
It's funny you should say that. Funny you should say that, right? Yes. But yeah, man,
in a form.
It literally is you kind of put me on blast. Yeah, man. So this was like a game that I could literally spend. Now, as you already know, my internet is functioning on like 1 megabyte per second right now, so bear with me. But it clearly was the dopest thing. Now, let me ask y'all this: how many of y'all would warp through the whole thing instead of actually playing the game?
After I beat the game, after I beat it.
Yeah, I was gonna say after, like to get to the other parts that you like didn't do good at. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, so y'all are some half-ass, not really fully Mario playing ass motherfuckers.
Time out. We said after we beat the game. We were
yeah.
Okay, sir. Don't
right,
half-ass me.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. So then we get to Super Mario Brothers 3. And now everything changes. Yeah, because now we get the suits. Yes. Now we got the Iron Man raccoon suit. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Where we can turn into a whole statue and shit. You know what I'm saying? We get the frog suit, bitch. We frogging this motherfucker, froggy style in this hoe. You know what I'm saying? We doing all kind of big things, but we do lose the ability to select our characters, and we're back to having Mario and Luigi again, which kind of sucked. But did any of y'all use that little secret where you could just put your hat down on that one brick, and then you can go behind and get the whistle?
Yeah, the flute,
you
yeah,
go
the flute
behind
was
and get the
the
whistle.
jam.
Oh, I used all the glitches. I used all the glitches. Did you ever use the glitch? And I think this was on the original, where you put the shell on the step and then you jump on the shell and then you just keep going and get all alive. You get 99 men.
Yeah.
Yep. You just keep jumping on and get 99 men. Yeah, I was all of that.
Well, you had so many men, they run out of letters, they run out of numbers, they start putting signs up. Like you got so many men, it's like a wave and a brick. I have wave brick men. Like that's how many men I got. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of Contra-esque, you know, with Contra. I don't know anybody who could beat Contra with just 3 men. Who's gonna beat Contra with 3 men? You have to do the up, down, left, right, B, A stars till they start in order to beat that game. You have to. It's
Konami code me.
Right?
Straight up Konami code.
You just use the old school Mortal Kombat code.
That's the Konami code right there.
You know, the up, down, left, right, up, down.
Yo, look, man. I mean, the code worked in Contra. I mean, that's what
I was about to say. That's a Contra code right there. That's Konami.
That's definitely what it is.
We bought the books.
Yeah.
The game.
If you didn't have a Game Pro,
if you didn't have a Game Pro
power,
you
wasn't shit.
God.
Let's just keep it real. You aren't shit.
I feel like we're so old
to
know what that is though. Like, and everyone has the internet now, and like we had to literally like remember the list you used to make before that was available, like all the cheat codes, you know, and like write them down and stuff like that. And then like you would keep those papers, you know, like don't touch these are sacred. Like fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, oh God, that's like bringing me back right now.
I would have never beat Zelda. I would have never beat Zelda.
Oh my God.
I'd have never found all
in the graveyard.
Yeah, I'd have never found all those secrets. Like,
man.
Hey, man.
Talk about gambling. Talk about, you know, like I gamble all my money away. Like, hey, do you want to, you know, play 1 rupee and maybe get 15 rupees? I'm like, hell yeah, man, put it all on black. Bam. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? And remember the ghosts? I used to try to hit the ghosts and shit. You know, I started all the way to fuck over and shit, man. That shit, those was the days, man. I ain't gonna lie. But Super Mario 3 definitely gave us a whole new era because now we've got a flying Mario. You know what I'm saying? Mario's legit flying in this bitch if you have the right suit. Yeah, if you get the raccoon suit and then beam, they even put that bitch on the cover. Like they was like, look, bro, we want y'all to know that this shit's going. Oh damn, I didn't do the right format. This shit is going live. We want y'all to fly in this motherfucker, and that shit changed everything. And I believe that is when Mario actually left from Nintendo World and went to Super Nintendo World, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? Like, sorry, and that's
after 3. 3 was the last one.
Yeah, 3 was the last one on Nintendo.
Yep. And Super Mario World was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Super Mario World was a little. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little. It didn't really hit like I wanted it to. Like Tyrone says, it was a little too 3-dimensional for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me to make a full turn.
Yeah, I was about to say I loved it too. Like,
that might be my favorite one, to be honest.
Super Mario World.
Yeah, with Yoshi. Yeah, come on, dude. Yoshi. That was the debut of Yoshi, bro.
Yeah, it was the debut of Yoshi.
That was a great game.
Yo, come on.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: Super Mario World or Mario Kart?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart all day.
Yeah.
Of course. Right? Who the fuck like Mario Kart? And don't let me fuck around and actually hit that Tokyo Drift on your ass, boy. If you don't know how to Tokyo Drift, you
don't want to play my mom in that game. Like during Christmas time, we usually have like, you know, little tourneys and stuff like that, and we Mario Kart that shit up. My mom gets so into that shit. She'll be like touching your controller and stuff like that. Like, you know, like she's a dirty gamer. Now she's like, why is this controller so small? You don't got bigger ones for grown people hands? You know, I'm like, damn. Yeah, she's great.
Who did y'all use on?
That's what I was about to ask.
We use the Switch because it's like that's the best thing, and we can all connect. You know what I'm saying? So like at Christmas time, it's just easier to just bring over the Switches, connect them. You know what I'm saying, and then just play that way.
This question is more: which character
Oh, okay. So I'm always Peach, of course. My mom is either Toad or Yoshi,
Toad
and
is
bro,
fast.
she's fucking dirty. She's a dirty ass player, and anything she plays in like Mario, like Super Smash Bros, she will beat your ass with the ice climbers. Who the fuck can like beat your ass with ice climbers? You know what I'm saying? Like she's got that little shit down. I don't play her anymore because she's ruthless. That's all I can say.
Yo, all right. One time for Omar, who invited us to play Mario Kart on the Switch not too long ago. We got to definitely get up with him on that. Did you play Mario Kart, Nolly? Or were you battling over the siblings as well?
Look, that was when the sibling rivalry hit peak. Okay. And even now with my children, no mercy.
Oh wow!
No, but you know what?
Them kids.
You know what the thing about Mario Kart was? You could play 4 players.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could play 4, so everybody in the family could play.
yeah.
That's what made Mario Kart so fun. Was now we don't just have to play 2 players. We can play 4 players, and we can all have enjoy ourselves. So
And that game may have been on Super Nintendo, but it felt like it was a 3D game back then.
For
like
sure.
that was like the first game I was like, what is this? Is this 3D?
Yeah. It did have some 3D qualities. Tyrone, were you a Mario Kart the first version player?
Yeah, I was definitely a Toad in Mario Kart.
I knew you were gonna say that. Why
That's
did I
the
know you were gonna
fastest.
say
Toad
that?
was the fastest.
Toad was definitely, but Toad was a whole bitch when it came to if Koopa come down that road and sneezes in your direction, bitch, you spin all the way the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even close.
That's
But
why
I-
you got to
Anybody on the
build
panel,
that. You got,
Bowser?
yeah, you just got to build that lead. I was lapping people with Toad. Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Did you know how to hit the button right?
Right when the light does, and you hit
Yeah.
the boost.
Yes.
You hit the boost.
Still applies.
Absolutely.
Still
Yeah.
applies.
Oh,
Boy, then I hit that. Boy, I jump up in that skirt, and I hit that Tokyo drift. Up in that, boy, I drift all the way through that bit, boy. You ain't ready for the drift. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me fuck around and hit that question mark and get the red shell, ho, because I'm finna fuck your ass all the way up.
we gotta have a game. We gotta get this going.
Have y'all played the new Mario Kart?
Yeah, I
Which
have it.
I have it.
basically you get different versions of each character. So you get like 4 or 5 different Peaches, 4 or 5.
Yes.
Like
I
Baby
play with
Mario.
Yeah, you got
I
Baby
use
Mario.
Rosalina.
Yeah.
I use the darker peach, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel more like she's, my complexion.
I have the code, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah. It's a little more forward, a little more brought up to speed.
And you get 2 squares instead of 1, dog. What the fuck? That's a
Yeah.
game changer. 2 fucking squares. I'm
I
fucking
be
y'all
hoarding
up.
shit.
Staying in the realm of Mario and Mario Kart, when Mario, first of all, it was already badass on Super Nintendo, but when the 64 came out,
Yes.
and then they get you with the roll controller, and not, oh my god, you get on Rainbow Road, bitch, and fuck around and don't hit that break in time, and you fall all the way the fuck off into the darkness.
And the cloud comes and takes you out.
Yeah, the cloud come and bring you back from the nothing, from never ending story, back onto the goddamn Rainbow Bridge and shit, bro. Oh, yo, remember all of those things that used to remember the bricks would come down and then mean mug you when they hit you.
I think the thing I hated the most was like the fucking bullet dog thing. You know what I'm saying? Would just come out of nowhere and just like eat your ass off. You're like, you son of a bitch!
It's the blue turtle shells for me every fucking time.
All you have to do was slow down and let number 1 go to number 2. You know what I'm saying? And then you let their ass fuck them up. You know what I used to hate? I used to hate getting the momentum and being in first place. And then because you're in first place, all the fuck they give you is a banana peel.
Yes.
They won't give you nothing else because you're in first. All you get is like, come on, bro. Like this is literally like this is, like this ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm first, I can't get no shell.
You just don't know how to place your bananas, boy.
I was just about to say you gotta do it backwards.
That's all I can tell you. You learn how to place them bananas, then you.
How do you place the bananas?
So like you can shoot them forward or backwards, my man. So you gotta just like when you're in first, you gotta shoot them backwards, so that way like you don't mess yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep going, but everyone else behind you. I'm
gonna tell you straight up. I'll let you get right up on my tail, and I'll drop one right there, and you'll spin out, or I'll shoot them in front, and do it like that. But the bananas, you can really mess some people up, man.
Bro, so the best spot I've learned to put a banana is right in front of like where you get the jewels at. Like if you drop that shit perfect timing right in front of them, they're fucked. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh no, but you still get the jewel, but you get spun out. You know what I mean? Just saying. It's either you take the spin or you get the jewel. Which one you want?
You're doing it wrong, kids. You're doing it wrong. When you're in first place and you have the banana, you hit the button and hold it, because somebody's going to try to hit you with one of them shells, and it will take that shell away.
Valid.
And that's why they give you that banana. Okay. Now, it is smart to put it in front of the question mark or right after the question mark, preferably.
That's
the best place to place it is you go through the question mark and drop it right there. So somebody who's coming behind trying to get that question mark, they spin out as soon as they hit the question mark because they was being greedy. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. I didn't necessarily, as Mario Kart evolved even more onto the Switch and everything like that, I wasn't I haven't been as, I was going to say, so Tyrone didn't like the Switch version either. But I wasn't as into it. I think because Switch, Switch is like right now, like you can play it on the screen, but you also have it like in your hand. And I have it, but I haven't. I'm going to start playing because I want to play with Omar and all y'all and everything. But it kind of lost its fervor for me after N64. Even though I did kind of try to play around with it a little.
A lot of accessories.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because they got the accessories where you can put that little thing that they use with the Switch. You can put it inside of a controller and then use it. You have it as a controller.
Or if you go to the store now,
you
can actually get like the legit old school Nintendo 64 controller. They make them now for the Switch, and you can get them in whatever cover or whatever, however you want it. Because I got Austin one for Christmas. I got him a Pokemon one to match his Pokemon Switch. So I mean, he loves that shit. I mean, there's so many different controllers you can use. You can go to Five Below and get like a wheel and all kinds of shit. They have like all the accessories for the Switch at Five Below. Like it's actually kind of cool. So. Yeah, check them out. It's a lot of fun, and like you get to do a lot of like cool, crazy shit with it because it's in your hands. Or if you want to place it in the controller, you can watch on the big screen. I mean, it's a super cool concept, to be honest with you, because you know what I'm saying, it's on the go. Like I can keep playing video games while I'm driving. Usually, you need the internet to do that. You know what I mean? So it's totally crazy and dynamic because I'm driving in the car, taking an 8-hour drive, playing my fucking video game the whole time. You know what I mean? Like no interruptions, nothing. Like I'm just saying, get on it, Vince. I know it's a little deterring, but once you find the right game,
I just got a Switch. Yeah,
I'm telling you, like finding the right game is everything for the Switch because it will make you love the Switch. It is an incredible, like I love having it. I even have the exercise like game for it too, like the one that like they have like the Switch Fit. That shit is so fucking cool. Like I'm just letting you know, all of the things for the Switch, like they've taken Nintendo and they have upgraded that shit and made it way cooler. I'm not gonna lie, you got to get on that if you love them.
Wow.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Nintendo Switch. I will say, without a doubt, the newest version of Mario Kart is so damn competitive.
Yes.
It is so competitive,
and it's so awesome.
Playing.
You gotta check it
the
out.
Smash community, the Smash Bros community.
Yeah.
Smash
on there too. There's thousands of more characters now on the Switch than there were like on the Nintendo. Like you can be like so. It's insane. You have to check that shit out, man. I'm telling you.
Yo, I'm with Lisa. I'm just a little perturbed that I just learned that Yaz is playing video games while she's driving.
I didn't say I was driving. I'm just saying, like, riding in the car, you could be playing video games.
You literally said while driving.
I'm a multitasker. Leave me alone.
Hey, Feds, there she is. She's right over there in Volusia County. Come pick her up. I'm saying she's not even in Volusia County. Or is she? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? No business. But anyway, I think we just lost. Okay, Ty's back. We're playing musical screens right now. Let's go ahead and I see the time. My bad.
All right, so I couldn't find they're around here somewhere, but this is something else too, right here. So this is the Mario Kart Live home circuit. Which let me see. Hold up.
Augmented reality.
Put it down a little bit.
Put it down.
Hold on.
There you go. There you go.
Oh.
There we go.
All right, cool.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
All right. Oh, okay. So that's the Switch
for commercials for. Yeah.
All right, I can dig it.
So you could put that. You could also, but you got I got the controllers around here somewhere. I just couldn't find it right on top. But yeah, you can stick it in there and play it just like you play the PS5 or whatever. Because I can't play the Switch just like plain. It's too small. So yeah.
But they do like I said, like for for man hand people, you know what I'm saying? Because I have McDonald's hands, not like Burger King hands, and McDonald's hands. I got McDonald's, so it's made for McDonald's hand people, not Burger King people. So
I love
Switch controllers.
Oh my god!
You like that?
So this is the Burger King. Is this the Burger King?
This is the Burger. I can't even do the Burger
that's
King.
the Burger King.
I ain't got my capacity. I got little kid hands. Okay, leave me alone. I eat
I want one of those Burger King burgers you have. I've never seen a Burger King burger this big.
Well,
I'm over here with the McDowell's joints, yo. Give me your hands. This is my strong hand.
Yaz goes to Burger King where they actually look like the picture.
Their Whoppers are whopping like
it's called Lost Lagoon. That's where it looks like the actual Burger King picture. Because I have like a legit video. My mother-in-law, one time we went there and the burger was like the size of my face almost. And she's like, how the fuck are you gonna eat that? And I was like, watch. She took a video of me actually eating it because she was so amazed. She's like, how did your jaw unhinge to eat that burger? I'm like, this is a Burger King burger. I was like, you have to unhinge to eat this motherfucker. Yeah, she got
I've had a burger like that from Fuddruckers. That's about it. Fuddruckers.
Yeah, that sounds to me like a Mondo burger.
It is a Mondo burger. Oh my god!
Yeah, welcome to Good Burger. Home of the Good Burger.
It won't explode.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
We're winding down, and we've got to start getting ready for our other shenanigans that we have planned for the day. Real quick shout out to Mario from all the way from Donkey Kong to Mike Tyson's Punch Out to having his own original plumber game to having Super Mario where they actually took drugs and psychedelics to make them stronger. Love it. And then we actually got Mario Kart on to Super Smash and all that other stuff. Yeah, man. So it's time. And one time for Super Mario Brothers coming out with a movie that will undoubtedly be better than the original Super Mario Brothers, starring John Leguizamo.
Hoskins. Bite your tongue, sir. That movie was a masterpiece.
And Dennis Hopper.
No, it wasn't.
where the dragon was a man with the spike hairdo.
Oh my god. Don't do it. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Oh my god.
They had, and the fact that Dennis Hopper had to play a walking man that was also Bowser, Koopa, whoever he was supposed to be. And they sold that to us and we ate it up because it was Super Mario was a game. It was a cereal. It turned into a cartoon, a movie. The whole franchise then blew up. So one time for Super Mario Brothers finally coming in from its video game trek onto the big screen. I will be going to see it. I'm sure Ty's already seen it on the Fire Stick. It is what it is. And we'll definitely have good fun with it. Now, we've got to go ahead and head out for this particular time, but make sure y'all tune in next week where we will be airing our live interview of the one and only, oh my God, here it is. The one and only Yvette Nicole Brown returning, our homie. So make sure y'all tune in next Saturday as that will be airing live right here, exclusively New Blurred Order, as she says she will mess with us because, hey, if she'll come up this early in the morning with our different time zones and put the lashes on, hey, she says she love her people. That's what it is. Want a quick shout out to homie Daniel Biddle, our OG day one ally. We love him, man. Appreciate you pulling up with the Star Wars facts and keep it live, homeboy. And as well as everybody else who came in this morning, even Nolly, who evidently dropped off, but no big deal. Stick by us, man, and tune in. Make sure y'all go follow us. YouTube, subscribe, hit the smash button. Make sure y'all go ahead and Twitter us and all that other good stuff. But most importantly, make sure you be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake. And ain't no honor in that. I have spoken. Okay? And if you is a geek in all facets of life, please go ahead. Let that geek flag fly. Next week, Yvette Nicole Brown.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know.